A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to UBC Lunchtime News on this 13th day of November 2024. I'm Lorraine Masiga Kazimoto to bring you this afternoon's news bulletin. And we start off with our first headlining story this afternoon. The Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, has advised heads of Buganda Kingdom learning institutions to embrace technology and innovation to equip youth with the knowledge of the time. Mayiga made this appeal while visiting the Royal Science and Technology Park in Chweni town in Eswatini, built by the King Mswati. Katikiro Mayiga applauded King Mswati for the innovation and advised institutions to learn a lesson. And we have the details.
More beautiful.
That's also important.
Of course. Of course.
Innovation centers, the two of them we have visited. They were started by His Majesty King Mswati III with a view to equipping, especially young people, with the knowledge of the times. The knowledge of the times is ICT, really. We want, the King, I've been told, wants young people to come up with ideas. The King wants the young people to be supported by these centers to develop these ideas, which he hopes can turn into thriving businesses, enterprises. He hopes that the ideas for industries can even come from here, and they produce goods which can be exported. But for you to be able to do that, you need to train people with the relevant knowledge, with the ideas that are relevant at the present moment. My colleagues and I are very impressed by the visionary, it's visionary idea, and I told him that I think this is very, very insightful. The King is being very innovative himself, coming up with this kind of idea. And there are lessons for us to learn, and I believe the Buganda Royal Institute can learn a lesson from this. Because they equip young people with knowledge, but we need to give them further support, especially with the trending ideas, those that embrace especially ICT, which we have witnessed here this morning.
We strongly believe that we can work together to help the continent of Africa, because our idea within the Kingdom of Eswatini is not just to make sure that we develop alone, but it is to make sure that we, as brothers and sisters within the African continent, we can all develop. So we are looking forward to hosting you again, and next time we definitely have a sit down and a proper presentation, so we can have more knowledge sharing. As you rightly said, we are looking forward to also learning from yourselves, because as much as we have established, or I established this side, we do believe that you have brilliant ideas that can help us shape our development as we move forward. So thank you very much again for considering the Royal Science and Technology Park.
Now, residents of Nkumba, Bukolwa in Katabi Town Council, Wakiso District, have petitioned the Inspector General of Government to address the ongoing waste management issues at the Nkumba dump site. They claim that waste continues to be dumped in Nkumba in violation of a directive from the Prime Minister, which prohibits the transfer of waste from Kampala to the site due to limited capacity following the closure of Chitezi landfill. In response to the growing public concern, Hakim Chirigwa, the resident district commissioner of Entebbe, visited the dump site this morning, and he issued a 2-day ultimatum to the waste disposal companies Nabugabo and HomeClean to halt dumping activities at Nkumba.
So we have quite a number of questions. We are saying, who could be behind this continuing dumping? Could there be an exchange of money within the municipalities and the people that are dumping? Those are questions that we have in our heads that have never been answered. Because I imagine, why would an authority refuse to implement a directive from the Prime Minister? Yes, it's alleged that some officers in Entebbe Municipality and Katabi Town Council may have received money from Nabugabo and HomeClean. Our plea is that this is a national issue. The IGG can intervene, because It is an issue that touches residents. It is an issue that of concern to our ecosystem, and that is Lake Victoria.
Someone is getting money, seated in the office, sleeping, and the community is crying. I really call upon the office of IGG. Yes, let them investigate that one who was involved. Let him be convicted, and the world can know. So as per now, we believe that we have been given 2 days to run tomorrow. This exercise to stop. However, this has been all along here, and nothing has been done. We have been crying day and night. So, which means that the town clerk in Entebbe is undermining the bosses above him, which means he is a boss on his own island.
As a result of Shitezi disaster, Nkumba dumping site was offered to KCCA to temporarily dump its garbage. But for long, they have been dumping garbage here, and today we are here to inform the country that effective with a period of 2 days, we have issued an ultimatum to Nabugabo and Home Clean to make sure that within 2 days they clean the area so that they can transfer this garbage to Mukono and Nansana. And as you are aware, the Prime Minister directed that garbage from Kampala should not come to Entebbe because of many reasons. As you are aware, we have Civil Aviation Authority which is nearby, and when too much garbage, we shall attract more birds, and the birds will affect the civil aviation business.
The police have approved the Nyege Nyege festival to proceed in Jinja, with Director of Police Operations Frank Mwesigwa assuring that robust security measures are in place to protect attendees. Mwesigwa, along with UPDF 1st Division Commander Brigadier Stefano Mugerwa, the Special Forces Command and Internal Security Organization members conducted a thorough site inspection at the Jinja Golf Course, where the festival will be held.
Following the review, Mwesigwa confirmed that security arrangements are comprehensive, ensuring safety for the expected attendees from around the world. The festival is scheduled to take place from November 14th to 17th at the Jinja Golf Course in Jinja City.
Please come and enjoy. As security, we are doing our best to make sure nothing happens. We shall have different joint capabilities in terms of deployment, and we wish everyone who would love to come to really enjoy and have a nice time in this area.
We are ready for the function.
Despite its popularity, Nyege Nyege has faced criticism from religious leaders in Busoga who argue that it promotes immorality, witchcraft and promiscuity. Andrew Ntage, spokesperson for the Busoga Kingdom, acknowledged the festival's substantial economic benefits for the region, countering some of these concerns.
Of morality, but Nyege Nyege has been going on, and with the time we have learned that it is not as bad as it had been projected. Our strength also is that the Minister of Ethics and Integrity is coming to ascertain that there are no loose ends. So for the people who want to come and enjoy, you can come. You have also the latitude to decide on what to do and what not to do on their menu. But by and large, we welcome it. It comes with some economic advantage.
Rick Debru, CEO of Nyege Nyege, promised an exceptional experience for festival goers, highlighting this year's unique offerings. Many attendees also expressed that the festival supports their personal incomes and livelihoods.
Team here, there's going to be some boat parties and different sort of smaller events across the city. Also bird watching tours, trekking. So really to say, look, if you're coming to the festival, what's more? We want you to explore Jinja, we want you to explore Uganda. This year we've also encouraged people to take on safaris and to take on other activities besides the festival to sort of, drive more business towards the community.
Make it look beautiful, and what I expect from Nyege Nyege is the irresistible urge to dance and amazing music.
UBC Lunchtime News. Now, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, has asked the Solicitor General to send senior lawyers to upcountry offices for faster and quick decisions on the cases. Ma was presiding over the groundbreaking ceremony of the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs Soroti Regional Office.
Of the Soroti Regional Office building of the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs for God.
The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs is to start construction of a regional office in Soroti. The project is to cost 7.8 billion shillings and will serve Soroti City and all the 10 districts in Teso sub-region. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, says courts must explain to the people what is happening, taking the Solicitor General to post experienced lawyers to upcountry posts.
Be a magistrate's court in every constituency, so you don't have to walk. There's going to be a high court virtually in every district, because we have increased the number of high court judges to 151. Courts of appeal are going to be decentralized.
Or said sometimes it is the lawyers who delay resolutions of disputes because they want to make the government.
Duty of the Ministry of Justice to do what mechanics call wheel alignment. Many government departments want to operate outside the law. We are not the most popular because we always tell people what they don't want to hear. Even in cabinet, when they say, Attorney General, what is your opinion? Then he says, no, sir, you can't do this. This is what must be done. You must do it. If not, you go and appeal. These days, even there are citizens who now want to go to appeal to the president. They lose a case in the High Court, and we tell them there's a court of appeal, there's even Supreme Court. Why are you disturbing the president? The president has enough problems. Coffee, what? It's not guesswork. Laws are written. The law is not the opinion of the RCC. The law is not the opinion of the DPC. The law is not the opinion of the president.
Deputy Solicitor General Charles Ouma says communities should take advantage of the office when it is completed. He notified the contractor to finish the work within the time frame. The head Soroti Regional Office, Eric Mukisa, explained that the office is going to serve the people of Teso and thanked the city authorities for supporting the project. Muhinda Sadat, Executive Director, SMS Project, pledged to complete the construction within 6 to 8 months.
Not only for the ministry, it's also for Soroti community, and with what we're doing, the GDP of the economy in the next 1 year of this economy will be 7.9 billion, because we are buying locally and we are working with the local manpower, and all these resources and the technical know-how is going to stay here, and that will benefit the community.
The Deputy RCC, Soroti City East, Claire Anyipo, said the facility is going to help extend services nearer to the people.
Too many, the cases that always come to our staff here are too many. The workload is too much. So it's my prayer that this house will not only have a few of the staff who introduce themselves here, but we shall be in position to add.
Nkuba has distributed food items to 8 schools and are providing learning opportunities for children with disabilities in Mukono district. The gesture, according to Nkuba, is an expression of gratitude, of dedication and a call to amplify the importance of food security in ensuring that every child, regardless of ability, has access to the nourishment to thrive. The gesture was done in commemoration of 37 years in existence of Nkuba's Advocacy Day under the theme Food Security for All, regardless of ability. Among the items that were given to schools, including Bishop West Primary School, Good Samaritan, ranged from posho, beans, sugar, and sanitary pads.
Giving back to the community under what we call corporate social responsibility. We know that as an organization we have to give back to our beneficiaries as a way of saying thank you. So today we have given 8 schools in Kono district, and these are inclusive schools that have learners with disability and those without disability. And we reached out to the public to make a contribution to this effect, and different companies came in to support us. And that's why we are handing over these items today. We are giving them fruits, especially the mango trees, so that they can plant in their schools. And we are also taking care of the girl child by giving them the sanitary towels, which they can use during their bad days. So this is what we have brought to the schools and Kono district. And our message is that we want and we request government to ensure that all the schools that have children with disabilities, even without disabilities, have enough food. We also want the parents to know that even when they have a child with disability, the child is entitled to food.
37 years at least it has reached in each and every district, and we know every disabled person or any person that is living with a disability knows that they are governed by DIPO. We want to thank them for their campaign of food security. Sincerely, so many children out there are starving, and yet their parents have got hands and legs to work for them, but they neglect them. They eat once a day just because of our parents' negligence.
They are hiding. They are the ones who are going to help us in our old age, because they are fruits of our labor. Let us give them a chance to go and get to school, and then let us try to train them in skills.
His Majesty Dr. Solomon Gafabusa Iguru I, Omukama of Bunyoro Kingdom, returned home on November 12, 2024, following nearly 3 weeks in Kampala for medical treatment. We have the details.
The Omukama arrived at Hoima Bomber Grounds in Hoima City in a military helicopter to the welcoming throngs of his loyal subjects. Crowds joyfully accompanied him on his journey to the royal palace, the Karuzika, where even more people had gathered for a rare chance to see their king, who had been absent for public life due to health issues. Later, the Omukama made his way to Nyamiaro in the Karuzika Palace grounds, where he rested. The Omuhikira of Bunyoro Kingdom informed the press that the Omukama's health had improved significantly following treatment.
As I had always told you, press, due to his Omukama Iguru's dignity and the need to keep his health issues out of the public domain, I can't mention the health facilities from where he has been getting treatment. What is important is that he has been treated and has recovered. I can't say anything that Omukama has fully recovered because I am not a medical doctor.
Community members, including Mr. Kasoma Joseph and Reverend Muhanuzi Joshua, expressed deep joy and gratitude for their king's recovery and return home.
We are so honored and we give glory to God because when he left, we were left in tears, but as he comes back, we are so glad to welcome him.
Amazing news, UBC Lunchtime News takes a very short break, but return with more stories. Don't move an inch.
Uganda This is it! Bring that fire like never before as Uganda Cranes takes on South Africa on 15th November at 4 p.m. Ewa Nambole! One more win! Gatugenda wa mo AFCON 2025! No panya, no calculator! Nkumidori, wacha wewe! Katugwe chicho, buy your ticket using Momo at only 25k for ordinary. Atema abakashi! Ordinary goes for 30k, 50k for VIP, and 150k for Mbarendebende Platinum. Each ticket comes with a free train ride to Nampole. Get your tickets from MTN service centers at Chaberodi, Zebra House, Crested Towers, and Clock Tower. To avoid delays, or simply scan the code on your smartphone for easy entry into the stadium. Why? Remember, no physical tickets will be issued or sold at Nampole. Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda's football. Together, we are unstoppable. Honorable Fred Biamukama, Minister of State for Works and Transport in charge of transport, invites you to the launch of the 4-acre model campaign in the Greater Chibale District's Bunyoro sub-region. The event will take place at Chikwaya Primary School Playground, Kakumiro District on November 15, 2024, starting at 10 a.m. and will be graced by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni. All residents, civil servants and the leaders from the districts that make up Greater Chibale, Kakumiro, Chibale, Kagadi, Chikube and neighboring areas are encouraged to attend in large numbers. This initiative, led by the President, aims to bring ordinary people into the money economy by showcasing farmers who have succeeded in the 1-acre model, 2-acre model, 3-acre model and 4-acre model. Join local leaders and residents in learning how small land can be used to enhance food security and socio-economic growth. Don't miss this opportunity to witness the transformative impact on local communities.
This month of November, the Ministry of Health, with support from partners, is intensifying provision of routine immunization services in what is known as the Big Catch-up. During this period, all health facilities and community outreach posts across the country are offering a comprehensive package of services that include routine vaccines targeting all children under 5 years, HPV vaccination for 10-year-old girls, tetanus diphtheria vaccination for all women of childbearing age between 15 and 49 years, hepatitis B to babies less than 7 days old of life, vitamin A supplementation and deworming, among others. On November 13th, 2024, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., tune in to UBC TV for a live town hall meeting that will discuss the importance of immunization in protecting children, families, and livelihoods. Join key decision makers and experts on the subject of vaccines and immunization as we break down the barriers to immunization. We will address the myths, answer your questions as we strive to raise a healthier and thriving population. Let's make immunization a priority for all. Remember, vaccinations save lives.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when fueled with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN and pay. Congratulations! Your car is happy and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that there are some cases of Mpox detected in Uganda. The ministry, working with partners and affected district local governments, are doing their best to contain the situation. The signs and symptoms of Mpox are body rash, fever, general body weakness, headache, sore throat, nasal congestion or cough, and swollen lymph nodes. You can prevent yourself from getting infected with Mpox by avoiding close contact with people who have been confirmed to have Mpox or who have signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding touching or sharing personal items like beddings, eating utensils, phones, or other belongings of a person who has the signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding contact, including eating, with all wild animals, alive or dead, especially those known to carry the virus, such as rodents and monkeys, and those that appear sick or have been found dead. Getting vaccinated if you're among those who have been identified to be at high risk of Mpox infection. Mpox is treatable and usually goes away after 2 to 4 weeks. However, it can be severe, causing even death, especially among children, pregnant women, and those with other health conditions. For more information and support, contact your nearest health worker. Call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line on 0800 100 066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500.
Tuliko ground, Plascon, paint and win. Yes, yeah, Plascon, paint and win. Tuliko ground, Chicho, buy paint worth 100K. Get a scratch card, SMS the code to 7197. Stand a chance to win instant airtime, 1 million shillings bully day there, or a share of a 3 million shillings jackpot each week. What do you want the brand new podas, tuk-tuks, and so much more. Catch the paint and win action every Monday on Bukede One, NBS, and Sanyuka TV. Plascon, color your world.
Welcome back from that break. Now, in more news this afternoon, the increasing need to improve food production and nutrition has prompted officials from Eritrea's Ministry of Agriculture to visit Uganda to benchmark on the National Agriculture Research Organization to boost agriculture production through research in their country. We have the details.
Eritrea is one of the countries experiencing food shortage on the African continent. Upon this challenge, officials from Eritrea are seeking for an everlasting solution through improved research. The Director Research at the National Agricultural Livestock Resources Research Institute, Majalija Samuel, explains the importance of agriculture research in improving agriculture production. He says NARO has the capacity to better research in all African countries to eliminate the problem of food insecurity.
We can offer capacity building to research institutes, training, skilling, and research. We can have joint projects and programs cutting across countries, which we've done with other European countries. Now we can take them to Africa as well, so that we can work and win grants, which are big to support Eritrea and Uganda and other countries.
He implored the visiting delegation to feed their animals organically to boost agriculture production.
All our animals are fed on natural pastures, which are grown. And for us, we are so lucky that because we harness our waste, it becomes organic manure. So we have pastures grown on fields, and we're using organic manure for fertilizing them.
The visiting delegation to the National Agriculture Research Organization have expressed desire to use Ugandan agriculture research to better the agricultural production.
Basically, the Eritrea National Research Institute and the NARO has good linkage, because the one who organized it in Eritrea, Mr. Dermas, I think he has visited NARO before, and similar visits will be also, he promised actually to organize such kind of visits, so that more people from Eritrea can come and benefit from the expertise which is from Uganda.
Mary Namkose, UBC News.
Now, elsewhere around the world, Germany's main political parties have agreed to hold a general election in February following the collapse of the ruling coalition government earlier this month. As Henry Ridgewell reports, the vote could have big implications for Ukrainian military aid, just as Europe prepares for U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's second term.
Coalition government last week
Chancellor Olaf Scholz has said he will stand again as the Social Democrats' candidate. But the main opposition, Christian Democrats, have a big lead in the polls. Their leader, Friedrich Merz, argued for a quicker election.
Let me just remind everyone that we do not have a federal budget for 2025.
The three-party ruling coalition collapsed following disagreements over raising new debt to finance the 2025 budget, including the provision of military aid to Ukraine. Berlin is the second biggest donor of military aid to Kyiv after the United States, giving around $11 billion worth since Russia's February 2022 invasion. The outgoing government had planned to cut that aid to just over $4 billion next year.
It's bad timing for Ukraine, bad timing for Europe. It means Germany will be preoccupied with itself for a few months before we have a new government.
The election is set to take place just weeks after the inauguration of Donald Trump as the next US president.
The worst case that many fear in Berlin and Kyiv, an incoming Trump administration taking power in January, then slashing or ending the Ukraine aid, will force the German government, the lame duck Scholz government with the current parliament, to increase the funding for Ukraine.
Also not clear is what the incoming Trump presidency could mean for wider European security, including the deployment of US forces and equipment, such as long-range Tomahawk missile systems, says analyst Marina Miron.
What else might be reversed is the placement of Tomahawks in Germany. So we have quite a situation where, let's say, Trump might pursue an anti-globalist agenda and push NATO countries to invest more of their GDP into defense.
Europe froze about $200 billion of Russian assets following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. The interest is being used to help fund weapons for Kyiv. Some argue it's time to seize the assets entirely.
Europe is sitting on a war chest of $200 billion of frozen Russian assets, and I think the incoming Trump administration will push the Europeans to go further. And that's welcome news from the Ukrainian side, to not just give loans and credits based on frozen Russian assets, but to move to confiscate the assets themselves. And that's certainly.
And that crowns it here in UBC Lunchtime News. Thank you so much for your company. Do enjoy much more of UBC Television's programming. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto. Good afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. Pick of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
My name is Damali Sali, and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Lukman Ali, who is a visual artist who got the first Ugandan movie on Netflix. Lukman, you're very welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I keep pronouncing your name wrong. It's Lukman.
Lukman, yes.
Lukman, okay. So tell us about The Girl in the Yellow Jumper and how you were able to surmount this thing of getting it on Netflix.
What's there to be told? It's a film about a nurse that goes